Okay, here we go. Let's start with the vaccine, Johnson and Johnson. What really happened? As we know now, more than 6 million people have been vaccinated by Johnson and Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. But so far, FDA and CDC are asking to take a pause on COVID-19. So to talk about that, we are inviting the one and only doctor from Miami-Dade College, our colleague, and also she's an epidemiologist working. Dr. Daria, gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes.
Of course, let's talk about Johnson and Johnson. What really happened? We know that some of the patients developing blood clot, they have to part to add CDC to be on pause for COVID-19 vaccine of Johnson and Johnson. So what really happened? What do you know about that?
What happened when you get a vaccine, an approbation for vaccine or for a medication, for a drug, is that the organizations are looking after that they release them and the authorization to use in more people to follow up if any effect that was not reported when they were doing the clinical trials is showing up. And that happened with the Johnson & Johnson at this time. It is considered a rare side effect, okay, or an adverse effect. Why is rare? Because usually it's just less than one person for 1 million people that has been vaccinated that is showing up these effects. That means that it's not going to be a common effect. Common effects, for example, or side effects will be the headache, the pain in the place where you get the injection. And they stop it because it's part of the plan when you have a new medication or you have a vaccine. That when suddenly that it's something happen like this, that is a group of people that is having an adverse effect that was not documented before, you need to stop and to prove is this linked with the vaccine in this case, and what is the probability that is going to happen again. This is why there has been a stop. One of the characteristics that these people show up here in the United States where the gender was unique for women, and the other thing is in the reproductive ages of women, where over 18, below 45. That means that they have to study in detail if it's any risk factor in these people that can trigger these situations, such as if they were taking contraceptives, if they were smokers, and other health conditions that probably in combination with the vaccine were triggered and is having this adverse effect, the blood clotting.
We are, according to CDC, all the 6 patients are women. Is it something that it's a rare disease, as they said? Is it more, we find that into women more than men, or it could happen also in the male category?
Usually by nature, women would tend to have more problems with blood clotting than males because we have a different hormones than males. Testosterone protects a little bit males to have blood clotting in comparison with women. And this is why, for example, women are taking contraceptives because we are playing with the hormones to don't get pregnant. We recommend it, for example, to avoid smoking, to put 2 risks together, 2 things to push the risk together. And sometimes women has to use just one particular contraceptive for that reason. That is why probably some risk factors in these women that were precipitated by the vaccine.
So some people are skeptical. Should they take Johnson & Johnson if Johnson & Johnson is back on the market? What happened with somebody if they took 1 shot and now expecting a second shot of Johnson & Johnson? What is your advice to those people?
Okay, the Johnson & Johnson is just 1-shot vaccine to clarify. For the people that took it already, these adverse effects are showing up after the first week and before the 3rd week. That means that you have to be vigilant in the sense that you are going to have any of these signs that are alarming. That is going to be a very strong headache that is sharp, that is no handleable, that you want to, as we say, literally cut your head, okay? Because you cannot handle it. It's a 10 to 10 pain, chest pain, very hard, a very strong chest pain that you feel like that you cannot breathe. That is other sign. Or pain, sudden pain in your calf. If you have any of these signs, go straight to the emergency room. And as soon as you get there, tell the people that is working in the emergency room that you got the vaccine in that period of time. And that is going to help to see what's going on. Don't take any medication by yourself. Go straight. Now, for the people that is waiting to get vaccinated, the good things in the United States is that we have still other vaccines doing the rollout that are the Pfizer and Moderna, and until now has been not showing any adverse effects. My recommendation is continue the vaccination with that one. If the CDC and the FDA decide that the Johnson & Johnson is a safe vaccine because this is a rare adverse effect and it's not going to be a high number of people with this problem, you can get it and be sure that the percentage that you have any problem is very low. However, if you have any problems in your health, any disease, consult with your doctor before take any decision.
Wow. Thank you so very much, Doctor. As we know that South Florida right now are seeing another peak on people tested positive for COVID-19. Should we be on our guard more, or should we lay back and say, okay, it's almost over because we have the vaccine?
Sadly, people has been confusing the vaccination as we solve the problem. This is a combination of two elements. One is the vaccine. The vaccine is going to prevent that you get sicker. That means that if you get the COVID-19, you're not going to end in an intensive care unit or death. That is the goal of these vaccines. These vaccines doesn't prevent that you spread the disease or that you get sick again. That is the reason you need to combine that with the mitigation measurements. That is going to be washing your hands, avoid to touch your face, wear your mask, avoid crowded places, that especially that they doesn't have a good ventilation. We have to keep that. I used to say in other shows I have been invited, we have to live with a mask. We are going to have the season from mask, spring, summer, season, summer, fall, probably no winter, but that depends on us. Don't depends of other people, depends it's our responsibility as a citizen to keep the measurements and get vaccinated.
So we are on this for a long time to still wearing masks, although we are still vaccinating our population. Is that right?
Yes, I estimate that probably for the end of the year, if we have a good numbers of vaccination, a good rate, and the surge in the hospitals is controllable, this is not going to be over the roof, definitely we are going to start to lose the mask and start to open by bubbles. We cannot open suddenly. We have to start with close family, people that we know that is vaccinated and has not been sick, and suddenly it's going to be open up for the society. But cannot be doing in one step because it's going to be catastrophic and we are going to lose what we have been winning right now.